I saw my guardian angel who appeared in the most difficult moment of my life, but I'm also going to recount to you what my goddaughter told me about her brother, who was a deep sea diver for North Sea Oil. And he was a very, very handsome modern man, and you could understand what I mean by that. He was not at all religious, and yet he had a very spiritual experience. But let's go with this. The guardian angel, a man who claims to have had paranormal experiences in the past, has found himself in front of something new, his angel, his psychic angel. Some of his weird experiences were when he went to Mount Shasta, where he saw a lot of lights on the slope, so he thought it must have been car headlights that were crammed into the mountain, but they were not headlights nor such lights. He had also seen orbs pass by him slowly and reach a height of about 30 feet, but what happened to him was something else. Adam was in a very bad place of his time of his life, and recently divorced his partner. Another girl, too, had passed away a few years ago. Now he was depressed. One day he sat on the sidewalk and just started crying for almost an hour. After a while, a strange thing happened to him. Out of nowhere, a lady approached him and touched his shoulder and asked him if she could help him in any way. His first thought was, "Are you another Christian who wants to pray for me?" He finally replied, "Help me not to ruin my life," or something like that, as he was very bitter and at the same time angry. They continued to talk for a while, and among other things, the strange lady said to him, "Completely by accident, something prompted me and led me to come here, to this place, and walk near you. Strange, right?" Then the mysterious woman started talking about herself and how she broke her rib, and now how she learned so much about life through that experience. Suddenly she says, "Your name is Adam, right?" He didn't expect it. He lost his thoughts. He said, while he admitted that this was indeed his name, he looked around to see if any of his friends who were hiding in some place had put this woman to make a joke of him. He did not see any known figure hiding in the corners of the alleys or behind trees, and the strange woman, however, continued to speak. "You will change this world," she said to him. "You will use your talents to bring true joy, progress, and change in the world." Adam looked at her like a loser. He was at a loss for words. He didn't know what she was talking about. But the big surprise came when the literally weird lady started talking about a few things other things in his life, things very personal that he could not have known otherwise, she could not have known otherwise, nor had she learned from his friends or his relatives, nor by anyone, unless she was in an invisible presence inside his house, but that was, of course, impossible. So how was it possible for her to know all this? What was going on? Then she assured him that she was not the one speaking to him, but that God was speaking through her. The man suffered a joke of his life and did not know if he should laugh at the last thing she said to him about his talents in changing the world. Really, he would laugh out loud and get away with depression and everything if this lady didn't describe personal things concerning him that only he knew about and no one else. When he recovered from the surprise, he asked her to tell him her name, and she said that her name was Natalie, and that offered to offer him something to eat, but he was not hungry. He had already eaten earlier, but even if he had not, he would certainly have lost his appetite with this unexpected and strange experience. If you could understand what this person was talking about, was it an angel in human form? Was it his guardian angel who appeared to him at the right time to prevent perhaps some future tragic act? Whatever it certainly was a paranormal experience. Did all this was it live or was it something in his mind? He felt that he needed to thank God, who sent her to him, but also his own guardian angel, who appeared before him in a moment of utter despair. He had never seen her after that again. And that I've translated to you from a Greek article, but I want to talk to you about my goddaughter's brother. So he came. They had her wedding in Greece and in the island of Mykonos. He was there, and she told me, a very, very handsome man. Wow. He's a deep sea diver for North Sea oil, the oil rigs. And she would explain to me that they always go down at least two at a time, because if one happens to have a need for help, the second one helps him. Well, in this particular moment, this dive, he was sent down alone, and because he had to check the pillars, the underwater pillars. This is what they do every day, a couple of times a day. So when he was down there, he was frightened out of his mind. And he was thinking, if I die, something happens to me, no one's going to know how to help me. And at that time, something strange happened. A figure appeared in front of him, a few feet away from him, in the water, and said to him, telepathically in his mind, he said, "Don't be afraid. I'm with you. Nothing's going to happen to you." And he believed that it was, in fact, Jesus Christ. And this is what my goddaughter recalled to me, what he had told his whole family after, and everybody else that worked with him in the North Sea oil rig after he came up. Isn't that something? So we have to know that, yes, these are angels. They're in other dimensions, and God allows us to see them sometimes. And just remember, in the Old Testament, in the book of Tobit, the angel Raphael that appeared to the family there said, "Everything has to do with God. You should tell people. Don't be afraid. It's to be told, to be written down." And this is exactly what this man did, the deep sea diver, and Adam as well. And anything that happens to you that's spiritual, you should tell people too, because it just fortifies your faith. God bless you. Thank you for your comments and your support and your subscriptions. And I'm sorry I have a cold. My voice is not the best today. Thank you. Now, if you want to know more about angels, the Old Testament and the New Testament are full of angels. Here we have the Holy Trinity that came to Abraham in the form of 3 young men and foretold of the birth of Isaac, their son. And Abraham, of course, Sarah is in the background there, laughing. And they said, "Why is your wife laughing?" And the wife said, Sarah said, "I'm not laughing." They said, "Yes, you are laughing. That's why your son will be called Isaac," which is laughter, joy. So we have a lot of reports of angels, whether they're in groups or singularly coming to help people. And they do come in the form of man. If you read the book of Tobit, the archangel Raphael came as a guide, a scout, to take the young man to a northern country and that's where he found his wife to be. And he later revealed to them that he was the archangel Raphael. So this is a fascinating topic, part of our spiritual life. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support, and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.